Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and stay tuned by clicking the bell icon. EastEnders actress Laurie Brett talks about Cindy's emotional outburst. They've never met before, but Jane knows an awful lot more about Cindy than Cindy knows about Jane because of all those years she spent with the Beale kids, she explained. So Jane is sideswiped by Cindy, but she's also a bit indignant, thinking, "What are you doing in my house?" Seeing Cindy is almost like seeing a ghost for Jane. Jane's head is spinning, which is only natural, given how bizarre this situation is. A cliffhanger left us on the edge of our seats with Jane and Cindy coming face to face at the end of the week's first visit to Albert Square. So what next? There is a lot of drama, certainly, between these two women, Laurie promised. But they are both mothers, funnily enough, of the same children, and most mothers would do anything for their kids. What Jane did in that terrible moment with Lucy is unfathomable, but before that, she spent 15 years being a great mom to Cindy's kids. Cindy is angry with Jane, and she also feels guilty that she wasn't there, so she's lashing out for all sorts of different reasons. They have both made mistakes, and they both know that, so it's quite complex. Off-screen though, there is far less conflict, with Laurie thrilled to work with Michelle after all this time. We didn't stop laughing. Michelle and I get on so well, and we are very similar women off-screen. Michelle is nothing like Cindy, and I'm nothing like Jane, but we are very similar creatures to each other in many different respects. On-screen, it was like the new Pat and Peggy with Cindy and Jane because the dynamic was very old school, but Michelle and I kept getting the giggles. Back on the subject of complexity, Jane will have an out-of-body experience when she sees Bobby, Clay Milner Russell, the boy she loved as her own, but who then nearly paralyzed her for life in a violent attack. The whole world stops, and all she can see is him, Laurie mused. Her heart is exploding with love, and everything else fades to black. It's a beautiful moment. I think there are a few scenes that are going to make people cry. No matter what Bobby has done to Jane in the past, a mother will always forgive. You only have to look at Dot and Nick back in the day to see that's true. It's been 7 years since we last saw Jane on our screens, and she has been a name floated about by fans as a dream comeback, especially since Cindy came back on the scene. So how did it come about, and was it an easy decision for Laurie to reprise the role? It's been so long since we last saw Jane that I was keen to know what the story would be to bring her back. So I had a meeting with Chris Clenshaw, executive producer, and he laid out the story for me and why they'd love me to be a part of it, she shared. By the end of that chat, I was in. I was excited to work with Adam again, as well as Michelle and Clay. It was also great to be reunited with Thomas Law, who I've known since he was a child, although these days I have to look up to speak to Tom, and I'm tall myself. It was just lovely. The Waterloo Road and Shetland actress continued. I was quite nervous on the first day, thinking, gosh, do I remember how to be Jane? But even though I was nervous, I'd had quite a lot of time to think about it, having had the scripts for a while, so it was just about getting back into the swing of it. When I walked on set and saw Adam Woodyat and Michelle Collins, and also our director Carl Nielsen, who directed the live episode in 2015, plus loads of the crew that I knew, all my worries melted away. There were so many familiar faces who were so welcoming. So about half an hour in, it was like I'd never been away. That was particularly true of her reunion with Adam. It was. We did a play together only a couple of years ago, and we traveled and performed together, so we haven't been apart as long as Ian and Jane. It was joyous because I find working with Adam really easy, and we have a sixth sense of where we are going with our scenes. And the scenes certainly promise to be dramatic, with Laurie excitedly promising that her short-term return will be, it's going to be intense, exciting, and emotional. It's likely that Jane's comeback will play a part in the upcoming departure of Clay Milner Russell as Bobby, and intense filming pictures showed a graveside showdown between him and Cindy. We're all in for the chaos, bring it on. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share.